The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johnson.
Good morning and welcome to Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. Thanks for joining us for the unique stories of life in the South. On today's show, we'll visit the spring judging clinics at Auburn University, where students are learning important life skills like decision making. Then we'll visit Pentlala, Alabama, where the Henry family is selling beef straight from the farmer's gate to your plate. And to wrap up the show, we'll get the latest news and information from Sidney Phelps of Bonnie Plants.
But we get started in Lauderdale County near Waterloo, where one man has worked for more than 3 decades to build a stone wall in memory of his great-great-grandmother. All these stories when we return with Simply Southern.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
The blessing of Alabama agriculture is more than 3 meals a day. It means independence from foreign nations, freedom to pursue other jobs and activities, conservation of natural resources, and preservation of family values. For 93 years, the Alabama Farmers Federation has brought together the men and women whose work fills our plates and fuels the American dream.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
Carl and Jan were camping with their family.
Hey, sweetie, do you mind if I get your wallet? I'm going to run down and get some hot dogs for dinner.
You know we're going to catch dinner, right?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Jan lost his wallet at the store. There was no ID in it, but the guy who found it found my business card and called me. I liked saving them money, but I loved helping them save their vacation. It was a good call.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Tartar sauce, hon?
Yes! A North Alabama man has taken his love of family, history, and storytelling to an unbelievable level. He spent more than 30 years building a stone wall in memory of his great-great-grandmother. She was forced from her homeland nearly 2 centuries ago because she was a Native American. Today, we share her story. For Tom Hendricks, it's a mission and a labor of love.
It's to honor my great-great-grandmother who made an incredible journey from Oklahoma back home after being removed from here in Alabama. She captured this little boy's imagination a very, very long time ago, and she's made me one of the most passionate old men that you're ever going to run into.
He's been building the commemorative stone wall near Waterloo in Lauderdale County, stone by stone, for a good portion of his life.
It's one of these things you have to come and see it.
And it's amazing to see for yourself what he's done.
There's 2 sections over here as you pull in the driveway. There's 2 sections on the left here. We have stones from all 50 states and 127 countries, territories, and islands.
And the work has been done pretty much solely by his hands.
When I first started, I weighed my truck empty 30 years ago. And then I came back and weighed it level full at the cotton gin down here. My load weighed, the level load weighed 900 pounds. But my wife has kept up with the loads. I'm over 8.5 million pounds, but I picked up 8.5 million pounds and placed them on my truck, then on a wheelbarrow and into the wall. So actually I picked up over 27 million pounds.
The wall is 4 to 6 feet tall. In some spots it's 27 feet thick, and it's more than a mile long, the largest unmortared wall in the United States. But to understand why he's been doing this, you have to learn about his great-great-grandmother. Her name was T. Lanay. She was part of the Yuchi Indian tribe that lived along the Tennessee River in the 1800s.
In 1839, they built a stockade right below Florence, Alabama. This was sort of a mop-up operation that some of the more learned people think. They built a stockade right there and started placing the Indian people in there. In the meantime, they found 2 young girls hiding in an old abandoned house in what my grandmother described as a root cellar. So they carried these 2 young girls down there with the rest of the Indian people down there. And they did something a little bit different. They hung metal tags around this group. My great-great-grandmother, her and her sister were about 17 years old, so their metal tags were number 59 and number 60.
The Native Americans of the Southeast were forced to walk to Oklahoma, but for Tila, Oklahoma wasn't home and she couldn't stay there.
She spent a winter there, and one spring morning she slipped away and started home. Her sister stayed. It took her roughly 5 years. Number 59 came back. Well, how do you know, old man? Well, my grandma told me that. But something else happened. She brought that tag back with her. And she told in later years, we all out there thought the Shiny Buttons had changed our name. Shiny Buttons we always presumed were the Army folks with their brass buttons. So she said, I thought I might need my name when I got back, so I brought my name back with me. The tag is in our family.
Another reason Tom's great-great-grandmother longed for a return to Alabama was to get close to what's now called the Tennessee River.
All the tribes believed there was a young woman that lived in this river, sang songs to them and protected them. So when my great-great-grandmother got to the Indian Nation, she went and listened to all the rivers and streams she could find out there, and there were no songs. She said my sister Wanna Lee, who stayed, said she's like a wildflower. She can grow anywhere. I can't if I stay out here in this dark place. The river in my grandmother's language is Nunase, N-U-N-N-U-H-S-A-E, the river that sings. They all believed there was a young woman that lived in this river and sang songs and protected.
Years later, Tom is carrying on his family's history in this huge wall, and as he worked on it, he had some help.
Well, he came here from South Dakota. His name was Charlie Two-Moons, and he was a spiritual person. He told me this place didn't belong to me, that it belonged to the women of the world. But he was here to help me do some things, and he certainly did. He showed me how and gave me permission to build a prayer circle, 4 levels, birth, life, death, and rebirth. He brought ribbons here, prayer ribbons, but he also asked permission to go down the wall and find these stones that looked like faces that I had gotten out of the Tennessee River. And he wanted them placed up here in this curve. That's when people start down my grandmother's journey on this side of the wall, and that they would represent their ancestors. So that's what I tell people when they come across here and start this journey with my grandmother home, that they carry their ancestors with them.
Tribes from all over the United States and around the world have come over the last 30 years to visit the wall. And as for Tom, he feels like his job is almost done.
I think I pretty well found the end of it. This will be turned over to 2 members of our family. My son, and we'll have a granddaughter. That'll be the one that'll be turned over to.
And he knows Tila will greet him with open arms when he sees her in heaven one day.
I hope someday that I'll be up there in heaven, and they'll probably have me building a rock wall up there. Of course. But I'm going to walk up, and there's going to be a little dark lady sitting over there, and this is what she's going to say to me, I think. She's going to say, grandson, come and sit with me, and I'll tell you the rest of the stories. And then I'll get to see those beautiful eyes. Her name was Tila, but she was what the Indian people always called her, a woman with the dancing eyes.
He's written a book about Tila story. It's called If the Legends Fade, and he sold hundreds of copies when people come to visit.
To be a storyteller, it has to be one. It has to come from here to there.
You can see the wall for yourself. They're open 8 to 5, 7 days a week. You can also read more information on the web at ifthelegendsfade.com. The wall is one of more than 90 stops included on the Natchez Trace Parkway tourism website. You can find more information at natcheztracetravel.com. The book, If the Legends Fade, is also available online. Just go to ifthelegendsfade.com. Coming up, we'll see how 2 Alabama farmers are finding success in on-farm marketing of their beef. And later, Sidney Phelps will join us with the latest news from Bonnie Plants.
Alabama soybean farmers help fuel the state's economy. Soybeans are used to make clean, renewable biodiesel and are a key ingredient in feed for poultry, catfish, and livestock. Soybeans are used in dozens of products we use every day. But best of all, soybean farmers generate $258 million and more than 4,000 jobs for Alabama's economy, all while helping conserve our natural resources. Explore the power of soy.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Alabama wheat and feed grain farmers grow food, fuel, and freedom. Their harvest helps feed Alabama's multi-million-dollar livestock, catfish, and poultry industries while reducing America's dependence on foreign countries for energy and food. By combining their strength with farmers of other commodities, feed grain growers are fueling the economic growth of Alabama communities.
It's been said, without hard work, nothing grows but weeds. This is certainly true in agriculture. At the Alabama Farmers Federation, we know success is not born of fancy words, grand ideas, or good intentions. It's a result of wise planning, bold leadership, dedicated work, and blessings from above.
As one of Alabama's land-grant institutions, Auburn University hosts countless agricultural events annually. Each spring, hundreds of high school students get an up-close look at farming during the university's judging clinics. Samantha Carpenter joins us from the loveliest village on the plains with more.
Through these career development events, we feel that we're doing a small part to kind of help coach them and direct them. And again, it gets them excited about going out into these contests and being able to win and achieve and work within a team. And so they're developing all different types of leadership skills.
Molding minds and molding hearts. That's the message behind the spring judging clinics at Auburn University. Each year, the College of Agriculture hosts this event along with the departments of Poultry Science, Animal Sciences, Horticulture, and Forestry and Wildlife Services. The clinics provide the students with hands-on experience.
We like to bring the students here because they have a real good training.
This event is open to all high school students interested in learning more about poultry, livestock, and many other types of judging.
It's a good opportunity to learn the basics of the competition, so it makes it easier on us to teach it once we get back to the classroom.
The Spring Judging Clinic started in 2010 with just 200 students, but this year they've expanded to a 2-day event serving 800 students statewide.
We've added some new clinics, and so we have a land judging clinic, and then we've expanded on both our meats judging clinic and also our forestry clinic.
Students say the clinics are fun and teach a lot of valuable lessons they can use now and later in life.
It's really important for us to come out here because it gets our kids that are just moving into the earlier grades of FFA, like 9th or 10th graders. It's their first time ever coming out to a judging clinic, so they can kind of learn how it goes down and what the students really need to know about their basics of judging livestock.
They also tried a new course this year, Parliamentary Procedure, something you wouldn't directly associate with farming.
Parliamentary procedure, it just kind of shows you how to run a proper business meeting. In the competition, you have a 25-question test on just questions about Robert's Rules of Order, and then you have the actual debate, where you have a chairman and 5 members of the team. You have 10 minutes, and they give you a motion, and it may be like, I move that our FFA have a fruit sale, and you debate on that for 10 minutes.
The event is so successful, Auburn University is considering expanding it to twice a year, both spring and fall.
I think that all the students here really learn, and it really gets a passion built up for them for agriculture and the FFA, which honestly is one of the best organizations that a student can be a part of in their high school careers.
We just appreciate them having something that we can come down to to show the students. A lot of them have never been to Auburn University. They like coming with us to do a full day. We take tours during the off times, get to see campus, get to go out and visit all of the livestock arenas. It's just a real good thing. Just the overall scope of it's great.
Organizers say the work is fun when they know they are really making a difference in these young students' lives.
It's fun for me to be able to work with all of our different departments within the College of Agriculture and kind of see everybody come together to host this event. And what we hope the most is that students get excited about FFA. They get excited about these career development events, and then that continues on and gets them excited about careers and opportunities within agriculture. And so we're always looking to recruit, and we hope that being able to sponsor them and host them on campus just kind of gets them thinking about the opportunities that we offer within the College of Agriculture.
For more information on the Auburn Spring Judging Clinics, call the Auburn University College of Agriculture or check with your school's agriculture instructor. For Simply Southern, I'm Samantha Carpenter.
Students who participated in the annual judging clinics received a t-shirt and other take-home materials so they could continue to study up on livestock judging and agriculture. To find out more, visit agriculture.auburn.edu. Up next, we'll visit a Montgomery County farmer whose goal is to provide beef straight from his farm gate to your plate.
Alabama wheat and feed grain farmers grow food, fuel, and freedom. Their harvest helps feed Alabama's multi-million-dollar livestock, catfish, and poultry industries while reducing America's dependence on foreign countries for energy and food. By combining their strength with farmers of other commodities, feed grain growers are fueling the economic growth of Alabama communities.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
Alabama soybean farmers help fuel the state's economy. Soybeans are used to make clean, renewable biodiesel and are a key ingredient in feed for poultry, catfish, and livestock. Soybeans are used in dozens of products we use every day. But best of all, soybean farmers generate $258 million and more than 4,000 jobs for Alabama's economy, all while helping conserve our natural resources. Explore the power of soy.
Farmers are becoming a rare breed in the U.S., making up less than 2% of the population. As a result, consumers now have more questions about where and how their food was raised. In Montgomery County, the Henry family wants to help put consumers at ease. They're providing shoppers with beef directly from their farm. Kevin Worthington has more from their operation in Pentlala.
Your average shopper rarely gets closer to the beef they buy than at the meat counter. While many consumers are comfortable shopping for farm-raised produce at their local farmers market, meat traditionally comes through a second-hand vendor. Well, in Pentlala, Alabama, just south of Montgomery, Garrett Henry and his family are trying something new, bringing their farm-raised beef directly to the consumer.
A lot of cattlemen will finish calves here on the farm and sell farm-raised beef, and that's something that we're trying to do. Selling quarters, halves, or wholes, and we'll also do a little bit of retail, individual cuts and that kind of thing. It's just a way for us to reach out and connect with the public and provide a good quality product to the consumer.
As options for buying food become more consolidated, locally produced products have grown increasingly attractive. A few local restaurants have already purchased directly from Henry's farm, and he's hoping to continue to develop as an option for customers looking for a reliable alternative to the grocer's shelf.
What you're going to find from us is when you buy a wholesale, a quarter or a half, you're going to be eating the same consistent product over and over every time you pull a piece of meat out of the freezer. So one thing is consistency, and then you know where you got it from and who raised it, and there's some value in that as well. The customers really like our product. They talk a lot about how much better the ground beef is than what they can get it at the grocery store.
River Region Beef offers a variety of cuts and size options, currently available primarily through the internet. Henry's business is still relatively new, but as consumer interest grows, the idea is gaining purchase with beef producers.
In the beef industry, we're trying to provide a consistent quality product that's safe to all consumers, and you know, if you can meet with your local farmers and they're not raising it, I'm sure they can tell you exactly where you can go to find it.
So the next time you're browsing a farmer's booth for fresh summer tomatoes, spare a thought for where you pick up the fixins for that burger or steak. You may have more choices than you're used to. For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
Shoppers can purchase whole, halves, or quarters from the Henry's website, riverregionbeef.com. You can also find out more details on their Facebook page, River Region Beef. Up next on Simply Southern, Sidney Phelps will be here to unveil something new and exciting from Bonnie Plants.
This seems unbelievable, but I promise it's true.
What's with the buzzer? Oh, that's a raven. That's a good omen. He knows we're coming back with dinner.
Well, that bird had a bunch of friends. And when Scott got back to the camper...
Well, that was a bust! What? Scott! Wait, what did you do? It's raining inside.
His new camper was a total loss, but his Alpha policy covered it.
It's that bird.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Making sure you're covered?
Good call.
What one thing can you say about your local quality co-op store? You can trust us. You get what you need for your farm, for your lawn and garden, and the safest products for your pets. We're locally owned and operated, and you can trust that we care about our community and the people in it. So if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, the Quality Co-op Store has exactly what you need to get the job done. All this plus friendly, knowledgeable advice. Your Quality Co-op Store. There's one near you.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Hey folks, Sidney Phelps here with Bonnie Plants. Today I'm joined here with Byron Ford. He's the webmaster for BonniePlants.com. Byron, thank you for joining us today. We've got some big news to let out.
We do, and I'm real excited about it. So over the past year, we've been developing a new app that we're calling Homegrown with Bonnie Plants, and it's an iPhone app, and it'll be available in your app store.
Well, that's great. I know that you and the rest of the marketing team have been working like crazy to get this out, and it looks great, I have to say. The home screen, when you open it up, I mean, you've got all the information there, the social aspect, the weather, as well as several other things going on. So let's kind of dive into the app a little bit.
That's right. So just to put a question back to you, Sid, so what did you plant in your garden last year and how did it do?
Strawberries, early herbs that I keep all the year out there by the grill, and a couple of different varieties of tomatoes.
Okay, well good. Well, what we wanted to do, and one of the primary focuses of this app, was to create something that gardeners could journal in over the course of the season and that they could refer back to in seasons past. Okay. So here's an entry that I've put on strawberries just today, and you can see that I've got a large picture here that I can take of this. I can add notes to this. It documents the weather for the day. Okay. And so the idea and the goal is just a running journal of what's happening.
Well, I'm looking here at the main screen here. You've got the notes about the strawberries as well as different things with tomatoes, but there's icons at the top of the screen. What do the icons mean?
That's right. So these icons mean different things. We've got one for planting, which just indicates that I've planted something or put something in the ground, watering, fertilizing. If I found a pest on my plant, I could come in here and take a look and get detailed information and a picture, an illustration of the pest. And so really it's, the idea is that it's a one-stop place to kind of manage what's going on in your garden.
So it really narrows down, I mean, you get identity of any type of pest you have in the garden as well as how you maintain the product. What about the catalog? I mean, I know you've got a lot of stuff with what you've got everything that Bonnie carries, but you also have other things that maybe we don't carry that are going to go in traditional gardens.
That's right. That's right. We wanted to include varieties outside of Bonnie's current catalog. But if you were to go in here, again, talking about strawberries, you can see we've got a strawberry page here that's got all the information that you would need to know to plant and grow successfully, this plant. And so, so we've got my garden. These are items that I've put in and that I've planted. I've also got a star here, or different varieties that I want to grow, so I can star these.
So the favorites menus.
Favorites menus, yeah. Right.
Okay, so you've got a favorites menu. So if you've got a garden, you've got a little bit of extra space, you do some research on the app, and you kind of get a grocery list, so to speak, for what you want to plant in your garden and where to go with it.
That's it.
I see that you've got the Learn to Grow section on there, just like we do on the website. Oh, well, that's neat. Right there, you can add your post that you're doing on your app into social feeds. So all of your Facebook friends can see that through Facebook or even your Twitter followers.
That's right.
But they got to make sure to go to Bonnie's Facebook page. That way we can share it with the rest of the Bonnie family.
That's right.
Well, folks, I hope you like the segment, and we look forward to everybody downloading the app. Remember, it's Apple. Go to your app store, type in Homegrown or Bonnie Plants, and that search engine will come up. And happy gardening with your new tool.
Thanks to Sidney Phelps for giving us the latest information from Bonnie Plants. Lots of exciting stuff going on over there, and their website just chock full of information.
It's a phenomenal website for anybody who wants to know anything about growing annual plants. If we could just teach that website to weed now.
That's right. Now, it may not weed for you, but it will certainly make you feel like an expert. That's at bonnieplants.com.
For more details on each of today's featured stories, be sure to visit the websites for each location. Go to natchenstracetravel.com for more information on the Memorial Stone Wall. You can also find the book If the Legends Fade, written by Tom Hendricks, online at ifthelegendsfade.com.
For more on the annual spring judging clinics at Auburn University, visit agriculture.auburn.edu. And to order beef directly from the Henry Farm, visit riverregionbeef.com or like River Region Beef on Facebook. Plus, bonnieplants.com has all kinds of great gardening tips that you can put to use right now in your own garden.
Website information for each story will also be listed on our Simply Southern Facebook page. Be sure to like Simply Southern for those links and updates on future episodes.
Join us again next week for more unique stories on the sights and attractions of rural Alabama.
Thanks for watching this week's Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. We hope to see you again next Sunday.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.